Can Joe Burrow win the NFL MVP in the upcoming 2022 season? Let's talk about it. What is up, Who Dey Nation? It's the 513 on the Wincinnati podcast. I am your host, Just Eric, and it is a beautiful Monday today. Happy Monday to all the listeners out there. Hope you had a phenomenal weekend. And Monday, I like to say, it's another opportunity to be great. So get out there, do what you got to do, be great, reach for greatness. And if you know, like I know, anytime we speaking about greatness, we got to talk about the man, Joe Burrow, right? I wanted to take this time to talk about Joe Burrow because I think it's very important to take the time to talk about a guy who has an opportunity to win an NFL MVP that hasn't been done, from my recollection, since Ken Anderson, right back in the 1980s. Ken Anderson, as you know, was a phenomenal quarterback for the Bengals, and we're lucky enough to have another guy come back through our franchise, Joe Burrow, and have an opportunity to do very much so the same thing. Joe Burrow is special. We all know that. And I got to tell you, believe it or not, he is a candidate for the NFL MVP coming into this upcoming season. And you might ask yourself, well, Eric, what makes Joe Burrow an MVP candidate coming into this season? Well, I'll start by saying this. Last season, Joe Burrow threw for 4,600 yards. He threw for 34 touchdowns. He won Comeback Player of the Year. He finished sixth in passing yards in the NFL. And he also had the second highest passer rating behind the NFL MVP, Aaron Rodgers. And some would say, in my opinion, Joe Burrow took his team to higher places than Aaron Rodgers took his team. So there could be a potential argument, in my opinion, that Joe Burrow really was the MVP last season in my eyes. I think he meant more for his team. I think without Joe Burrow on this Bengals team, they don't sniff the Super Bowl. And that's just the reality of it. I'm not saying this team isn't good. I think this team is awesome. I think Joe Mixon's great. Tyler Boyd's great. Jamar Chase is great. T. Higgins is great. DJ Reader, dog. Logan Wilson, beast. Von Bell, Jesse Bates, Cheeto Bed Woozier, Eli Apple. All these guys are phenomenal players, even some players I might have missed. But at the end of the day, when it comes to having a leader in your organization at the quarterback position, it is the most important position on the field. That's my opinion, right? I'm entitled to my own opinion. Others will have a different one. But the reality of it is that's why the NFL quarterbacks are the highest paid players on the team. They touch the ball every single play, and they directly have an opportunity every snap to impact the game negatively or positively. And that's pretty important. And it directly impacts the win to loss ratio for NFL franchises. So, Joe Burrow, NFL MVP candidate coming into this season. And the reality is there's really a couple of different things, in my opinion, that are going to put him in position, given the opportunity to put him in position to actually win the NFL MVP, right? And I'll say three things in particular, right? The first thing I'll talk about is having the offensive line improved, right? Having an improved offensive line for Joe Burrow is huge. Since Joe Burrow joined the Cincinnati Bengals, he has been one of the highest pressured QBs in the NFL, right? Anything the Bengals can do to minimize that and reduce that pressure on him is obviously going to give him an opportunity to be great. Joe Burrow was great under pressure, the famous quote, "You can zero me," but he's also great without being under pressure, which, if you know like I know, right, you want Joe Burrow to take really as less hits as possible. You don't want to see him get hit. You don't want to see him get pressured all the time. And I love that people can zero him. But trust me, Joe, we don't want you getting zero. We also don't want you getting hit. And the offensive line improved, being able to protect Joe, having that chemistry, continuity, veteran leadership across that line with Ted Karras, Lyle Collins, Alex Kappa, Jonah Williams, and the left guard. I know they're still working out, but having that veteran leadership in the room and guys who have won championships before, guys who played with Tom Brady, guys who played on the big stage, it really goes a long way, man. And it's something that I think Zim mentioned this in a space. It's something that really signing Lyle Collins, in my opinion, was a really huge signing this offseason. And I think when the media saw that he signed with the Bengals, a lot of people went silent talking about it. But make no mistake, that was a huge signing. And in reality, the offensive line, it starts and it ends up front. If the offensive line can keep Joe protected, which I think they will, Joe Burrow's going to light the league on fire. And that in itself is going to put him in the MVP race, right? It's going to put him in that race. It's going to make him a serious candidate. And a lot of people are going to make a lot of money on that, right? It's plus 1,200 right now. So it's a good opportunity there for the folks out there that are into the betting sports and stuff like that. The second thing is the primetime games and visibility, right? The Bengals have 5 primetime games this season, right? 5 primetime games this season under the bright lights on the big stage. The most primetime games the Bengals have had in a long time. And like I know, everybody watches in prime time. A lot of primetime games have been a snooze fest in the past, but the Bengals games that have been in prime time as of late have been good. That game, I could think of the one last year when they played the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, that game was ecstatic. Paul Brown Stadium was on fire. The Bengals came back to beat Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, that may not be a crazy feat, but like I know Trevor Lawrence was excited about that game and hoping to beat Joe Burrow because Joe beat him in the national championship. So it was a fire game, man. I think, looking at that matchup from last season, it makes me excited because Joe Burrow plays big in the biggest moments. And we have 5 big games on the schedule in the regular season. And then we have other games as well, too, that are daytime slots. But the Bengals actually will be able, I think, to be on TV more and be more visible to folks that may never even have the opportunity to watch the Bengals. So Joe Burrow having more visibility, being on more TVs, more people seeing him play, the voters seeing him play, also playing in more primetime games. It's going to make him another, likely candidate to win that MVP, and it's going to increase the odds, right? The more people you get a chance to play in front of, the more opportunity you get to impress them. So that's a big thing there. The third and final thing I'll hit on is this goes without saying, but I want to make sure I say this. NFL is a team game. 11 guys in the field all have to do their individual jobs to meet a team goal, to accomplish the same mission. If one guy doesn't do their job, the entire team suffers, right? So in all reality, the key to Burrow staying in that MVP race, stats help, numbers help, swagger helps, likability helps. But at the end of the day, Joe Burrow needs to be a part of a great team, right? They need to continue that winning, show that this is a new way in Cincinnati, and winning is something that we do here in this city. And if the team can continue to play well, be a team that is at the top throughout the season, playing like a champion bloodline team, no doubt about it. People are going to pay attention, and people are going to say, that Cincinnati Bengals team led by Joe Burrow, that's a good team right there. And that's what the Bengals need, right? Stay consistent, continue to win. Last season, we all know, all Bengals fans I think a lot of people who may not watch our games maybe don't know, but all Bengals fans know that the Bengals and Joe Burrow in particular was really just starting to hit his stride towards the end of the season. And I think, really in all reality, the sky's the limit for Joe and what he can accomplish. The NFL MVP is an award that some people may not hold it to a high not I wouldn't say high standard, but some people may not look at it as a big award. But make no mistake, the NFL MVP is a big award. It's a great opportunity for a quarterback to add to their legacy, and also as well too is it's great for the franchise to have another NFL MVP winner. Ken Anderson did it back in the 1980s, and for Joe Burrow to come behind Ken Anderson and carry on the Cincinnati legacy, contribute to the Cincinnati Bengals history, and just be an all around stand up guy, I think would do numbers for the franchise and continue to put the Cincinnati Bengals in the upper echelon as they continue this journey on the new day and the new way. So, Who Dey Nation, I appreciate you all tuning in. I did not answer the question, but the question and the answer is yes, Joe Burrow can compete for the NFL MVP, and he does have a really good opportunity to win the MVP. We're coming to you every single Monday, bringing you content, Bengals content for the 513 on the Wincinnati podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you come back and watch the show with us every Monday. Leave comments below if you want me to talk about something specific next week. And Who Dey? I hope to catch you all next week, and catch you later.